Bunny Uriarte here, and I am so excited. I just ran into our very own Congressman Ron Barber. How are you?
I'm well. Thank you, Bunny, for calling me over. I'm really glad to talk to you today.
Oh, we're so excited you stopped by. How are you having how's your day going here at Fiesta Sahuarita?
Great. I mean, this is an amazing fiesta, right? And I'm just seeing everybody having so much fun. Families are gathered together. And this is really one of the things I love about Sahuarita is it's such a family-oriented community, and this fiesta brings everyone out and together. So I'm really glad to be here.
Thank you. We are so excited. We have this interview streaming live on the internet right now at fiestasahuarita.com. One of the main sponsors here is Sprocket Communications. They're a high-speed internet company, and they're the ones that are providing this wonderful service for us here today. And I know that election season's coming up.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
We have 38 more days before the election.
And how are things going for you?
I think they're going well. You know, my job is to stay focused on being the member of Congress, making sure that we provide strong constituent services to people that I represent. And now that we're in recess and back for a district work period, I get out everywhere I can. I was in Douglas yesterday at the county fair in Cochise County. This morning I was at the Children's Museum in Tucson. And later tonight I'll be at an event raising money for a local nonprofit organization that serves our kids. So this is one of the best things I get to do, is to come home and just get out across this amazing community that I represent.
That's amazing. We're so glad to have you here today, and that's awesome that you're so involved with the community. Can you tell us how you became interested in politics and a little bit about your career?
Sure. Well, I grew up here. I came here when I was 14. My dad was in the Air Force. My wife's a native. We met at Davis-Monthan Air Force Base. She was my childhood sweetheart. We were in high school together, and we dated during high school. And then when my dad was deployed overseas, we went back to England with him because we had already been there. And then I came to Michigan and finally made my way back to Tucson to finish my undergraduate degree at the U of A and reunite with the woman who has become my wife. She's now been married. We've been married for 47 years. So happy that she's still in my life. I've got 2 beautiful daughters and 5 amazing grandkids. So my roots go very deep here. And I was early on in my career, I was the director of Head Start for this region, and then I became the regional director for services with people with disabilities, and then later I became Gabby Gifford's district director. So I've been working in this community on behalf of the community as a public servant for all of my adult life. And I'm just thrilled to now be able to represent this community in Congress. My job, as I see it, is to not only provide good constituent services back home, where we help veterans and seniors and others who have issues with the federal agency, but also to be the voice of the constituents in my district, the people who sent me to Washington, to be their voice in Washington, to make sure that the values of Southern Arizona are heard back east in D.C. I come home every weekend to do that, and now I'm here on a 5-week recess doing work at home.
That's great. And what can you tell us about the history of Sahuarita and how it's grown? I know it's grown a lot in the past few years.
You know, when I was a kid growing up here, there was only one city. There was South Tucson, which was a 1 square mile town within the city of Tucson, but we did not have any other incorporated cities or towns in Pima County. And now, of course, we have Marana, we have Oro Valley, Sahuarita, and it's just amazing how these communities that have grown up outside of Tucson have incorporated. And one of the things I love about Sahuarita, in addition to what I said earlier about the fact that it's a very family-oriented community, it's a community whose city council and mayor are really connected to the people that they represent. It's a community that is growing in a smart and careful way to make sure that the great outdoors that we all love is preserved while we have places for families to live. And I'm very proud that Sahuarita is a home to many of our Border Patrol families. They live here because they work in the area, and they are an important part of this wonderful community. I'm so proud to represent Sahuarita in Congress.
And what can you tell us is in the future for Sahuarita?
Well, I think what the council wants and what I would want is to see it continue to grow carefully so that we continue to have open spaces even as we're filling in with new developments. But I also think that part of the future has to be to set up more businesses here, small businesses, even high-tech, potentially good businesses that provide high-paying jobs, because it's very important that people can find work close to where they can live. It means they've got more time with their family. It means less time on the road, less gas and all of the rest. But it's important that people have a way to work in the community that they live in. And I know that's part of what Sahuarita wants to do. Yeah. It's in some ways it's kind of landlocked because of the state land around it. But I think there are ways in which Sahuarita can expand and open up an industrial park with clean, high-tech industries that will not only attract but keep a lot of people here in Sahuarita, because there's really good work to be done, as there is already, but more to come, I hope.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that, because we just had David Wanker here. He is the CEO of Green Valley Hospital, and he was telling us that it's currently under construction, but they'll be hiring about 300 to 400 people in the area. So it's awesome to see that growth.
Well, we've really needed a hospital in this area, and while it will be located in Green Valley, it will also serve Sahuarita, and because it's going to have services that are not available here currently. We have really good community health clinics, and they provide a service at a certain level, but what we really do need is a hospital so that certain kinds of procedures can be taken care of right here where people live and not have to go into Tucson, because there are a lot of procedures that can be done in a smaller hospital, and that's what's going on here. And you're right, there will not only be a hospital that will provide medical care, but we will also have people who live in Sahuarita or may come to live in Sahuarita because they're going to be working in the hospital. It's a great addition to our community down here.
And what would you say, other than those small town values, is what makes Sahuarita such a special place? Why do people stay here?
Well, it's beautiful. I mean, look at this park and the area around the lake and all of that. I mean, they've really done a great job of providing all of the amenities that a family could want. And we just look at this park today. It is filled with families, with young children, kids in buggies, as well as teenagers. I met some of the young people who go to high school here who are in the ROTC, and they want to serve their country in the military, but they're also out here today picking up trash. I mean, this is a truly family-centered community, and we need more of those, not less, and Sahuarita leads the way.
Well, it's so good to have you here. Congressman Ron Barber here at Fiesta Sahuarita 2014. And can you just tell us really quickly, what are your plans for the rest of the day?
Well, today I'm going to be spending some time here.
Okay.
And then this evening I'm going to be going to an event that's held every year to raise money for Boys and Girls Clubs.
Awesome.
And that's what I'm looking forward to. And tomorrow I'll spend most of the day with my family, and then the rest of the week I'll be all over the district meeting constituents in various parts of our community. We have a fairly large district. It's got 10,000 square miles, so a lot of territory to cover, and I'm very glad to be back, and particularly glad to be in Sahuarita today.
Thanks. You. It's great to have you.
Thanks, buddy.
Congressman Ron Barber, everyone, at Fiesta Sahuarita.
Thanks, buddy.
Bye-bye.